Shepherd's almost as old as Melbourne itself, and all throughout their life, their presence here in Victoria, they've made a wonderful contribution. It's really been extraordinary. It's also been a story of change, however. The services and systems that worked 50 years ago aren't necessarily the same sort of services that we need today to help those people that are finding it hard, that are falling between the cracks, that need a bit of assistance. And collectively, our understanding of poverty and disadvantage has changed accordingly. And so has the way we've all provided services to those people who want some assistance. And we also know that there are new locations of poverty, of disadvantage. Once, they'd be only thought of being around this area, in the inner city, but that's no longer the case. And we are also concerned about different sets of circumstances where we've got different types of people at risk. We've got young children who are growing up in homes where no one has a job. This issue of intergenerational poverty, it's a particularly difficult issue, and we're all trying to grapple with it. We also know that disadvantage isn't a simple material measure, you know, where you only rely upon the level of income or assets or other material goods. It's a combination of both economic, material and social factors that go all to contributing to that reality that is modern disadvantage. So this complexity that confronts us all has meant that we have had to change, and we're all this partnership here has been part of it. It's been a big challenge for government because governments aren't always good at changing, and neither are big organisations like the NAB. But to their credit, they have, and so have we. The community providers have also been prepared to change, and so as a partnership, being prepared to change, wanting to be innovative, wanting to meet the challenges, I think we've come up with a terrific product here, a terrific way of helping individuals. For community organisations, rejoicing in good programs and celebrating history is an opportunity to really show what they do well. Community organisations have had a great history here in Victoria. They have been innovative and they have been creative, and the Good Shepherd and the No Interest Loan Scheme is an example of that. It's been at the forefront of innovation and change over that period. Start here in Collingwood, it's now spread out to 60 locations across Victoria, gone into regional Victoria where there are some very entrenched areas of poverty, and there are more locations where the program is going to spread. The relationship has been described between the three partners. The NAB has been prepared to provide additional money for capital that underpins the loans. The state government has been prepared to provide some organisation or infrastructure funding. In fact, $4.7 million has been provided to assist this expansion. And the contribution was acknowledged of John Thwaites by Tim O'Leary here today, and I think that is a very accurate description. I can remember when as Deputy Premier he brought this idea into the Cabinet room, and it was through his initiative that we are able to be here today, not only talking about the anniversary and the celebration of its longevity as a program, but also celebrating its future expansion. And I too want to acknowledge the good work that John Thwaites had undertaken in this area. But there is another measure that I want to talk about that measures success, and that's the measure of success by what it shows us. And I think from my examination of this program, there are three lessons that we can learn from what the NILS program has actually achieved. The first of these is that it shows the strength of community, the strength of partnership when community organisations, business and government work together. In some areas it's a novel idea, but in this area it is very strong, and it does show that that this is clearly a case where the whole is really greater than the sum of the individual parts. It's a much stronger and better program because of that. And the good news is that industry and the philanthropic sector are increasingly getting interested in joint partnerships with community organisations and with government. As I said at the beginning, we couldn't have done it alone. The Good Shepherd couldn't have done it alone, and the bank could not have done it alone, and increasingly the sector is realising that this is a very good way to proceed in delivering innovative services. The second lesson is the importance of developing the community sector as a whole. The Good Shepherd is one of about 120,000 not-for-profit community organisations here in Victoria. And individually they're important, as a whole they're fantastic. And they represent an incredibly important resource for Victoria. And the community sector is a source of innovation. They are prepared to change. They're a source of volunteers, and volunteers are at the heart of NILS, and it couldn't be done without those volunteers. And it also is a source of local knowledge. If you look at the map over there, you can see the red and the yellow, and I think there's green dots are spreading out across Victoria. And the real success of this is that the Good Shepherd's prepared to identify those community organisations in individual locations that are best connected with their community. They're not seeking to do it all themselves, they're seeking to form their own partnerships, and I think it's a terrific model. And the third thing I think that we've learned from the NILS program, that it's really possible to make a difference in people's lives, and that's what the program was set up to do, of course. It's easy to fall into the trap that the challenges that some people face in their lives are simply too big to overcome. That's a challenge that NILS is prepared to take on fair and square in the front on, and they have really delivered. NILS shows that you can place services that lift people up, that you can help people stand on their own 2 feet, that you can make a long-term difference to their lives, and really it's a fantastic and optimistic message, because it's a lesson for everybody, hence that's why it's being replicated in other jurisdictions, because it works. It's a lesson for everyone that it does help those individuals, and it's terrific. And here in Anti-Poverty Week, we reflect upon that achievement. We reflect also that there's plenty more work to be undertaken. That's why we've seen the necessity of expanding the program and being part of that. And that's why I think it will be not only a success as it spreads further across Victoria, but it's going to be a success